Hi friends, it's Misty W. I am so glad that you've decided to take on a service learning project during the difficult time we're in during the coronavirus pandemic. If anyone can change the world, it's you. I'm here with 5 steps to help you plan your service learning project, but I'd like to do this work together. So, what I'd like you to do is to go and grab either a pencil and paper or someone in your house that can be a helper and listen to your ideas or write them down for you so that we can do these steps together. So hit pause and come back with one of these things. Great. Now that you have what you need, we're going to go to our first step. The first step that you need to plan a service learning project is to think and act like a detective and investigate the world around you. While you're thinking like a detective, the question you want to ask yourself is, what does the world need right now? There's so much that people need right now. And I've done a little bit of this work that I'm going to share with you. I've noticed that what the world needs right now is ways to stay healthy. People are washing their hands a lot and wearing masks, eating healthy, and trying to exercise even when they're indoors all day. Another thing that people need are ways to connect. We're not seeing our friends and our family. We're not able to really say thank you to all the wonderful people who are helping us, like nurses and doctors and supermarket workers and mailmen. We need to connect and say thank you to them. And people need information. Things are changing so quickly that people need to know new information as it comes out. Like, when is school going to start again? And is there a cure for the virus? People want to know these things. So now I want you to take a moment and either jot down what you've noticed when you've looked out in the world. What does the world need? Or you can tell your helper next to you, or even just whisper it in your hand like we do in Writer's Workshop. Press pause. What does the world need? Great. Do you have your list? You're ready for step 2. Step 2 is to choose your project. When you choose a project, the question you want to ask yourself is, what can I do to help? Well, there are lots of ways that you can help. I've made a list for myself. One thing I could do is I can make masks. They're not in the stores and people need them, and that's a way that I can help people stay healthy. Another thing I could do is I could write letters to my grandma who's feeling lonely, or maybe people in a nursing home who are all alone. That would be a way to connect. Maybe I could write an article about the best ways to learn from home. I bet you a lot of people would like that information. Maybe another way to connect would be to make a book club, to get people together to talk about books while they're at home. Or I could even do something as simple as sing a song outside of my window with my kids to lift people's spirits as they come by. Well, I have a lot of ideas, but I'm going to choose one. So I'm going to think about 3 different things that are going to help me choose my project. First thing I'm going to think about is, what interests me? What do I want to do? I bet you guys know which one interests me and which one I'll choose. That's right. I love books. I think I'll probably choose a book club. That's something that I would really enjoy doing. Well, the second thing I need to think about is, do I have the materials I need to do this project? I think so. I could do a little research and find some digital books, and I could find some people to join my book club. So that seems fine. And the last thing I want to think about is this safe? Because I don't want to get anyone sick and I don't want to get sick. Well, if I keep my book virtual, which is online, no one will come to my house, I won't go to their house, so we'll all be safe. Great. Now I've chosen my project, book club. Now it's your turn. Will you take a moment and jot down all the ways that you can help, and then think about the 3 things that I just told you to think about. What interests you? Do you have the materials to do it? And is it safe? Press pause. Okay, you have a project. You are ready to plan. When you plan your project, you're going to want to think about 3 things. What do you need for your project? How long will it take? And who are you going to check in with if you need help? So for my project, the things I will need are books, like digital books, because the libraries are closed, but I think I know where to find those. people, I know a lot of people who want to connect and read books, and Zoom so that I can talk to them. We can all meet and have a club. Well, I think it's going to take me about 2 weeks to do my project because I want to also make a how-to book or a how-to manual on virtual book clubs. So I'll need a little bit of time to design that. That way, once I'm done, I can send my guide to a lot of people and they can start their own book club. And then who am I going to check in with? Well, definitely my friends who have been in book clubs, maybe even you guys, because I know a lot of you have been in book clubs. Or I could check in with teachers because they know a ton about books. So now I want you to take a moment and plan, either in your journal or with that helper sitting next to you, or whispering it in your hand. What do you need? How long is it going to take you? And who are you going to check in with? Press pause. Okay, you have your plan. Now it's step 4. You are ready to act. Act means you do it. You do something. But you don't want to just do your project. You want to reflect on your project. That's how you get really good projects. So as you're doing your work of making your project, from time to time, you want to ask yourself, how is it going? Now, I ask myself 2 questions when I'm doing this work. The first is, what is working or what is not working? And then, depending on my answer, I'll ask myself, what will I do next? Now, I can either do this by talking with somebody about my process. I can reflect with somebody at home or maybe a friend or a teacher, or I can jot it down in a journal. Well, you take a moment and think about how are you going to reflect? Are you going to check in with people or are you going to keep a journal of your ideas? Press pause. Okay, you are now ready. You have finished your project, and the 5th step is you're going to present your project at our virtual open house so everyone can see everything that you've learned and all that you've accomplished. I can't wait to see your projects. To present, you're going to need to think about a couple of things. First, what did you learn? What did you accomplish? And then the second piece is, how are you going to present your work? You could take photographs and upload them to the website that we'll have for our virtual open house. I could do that with my book clubs. You could make a video and share all the things that you've learned. I certainly could do that. You can make a Google slide presentation or a how-to book or write something or paint something. You could even make a song. Now, I think because I want to make a how-to book or a how-to guide on book clubs, I'm going to make a Google slideshow. I could also just do this on paper and pencil, but that's how I'm going to present, a how-to guide for virtual book clubs using Google Slides. So will you take a moment and think about, you might not have this answer quite yet, but you're going to want to think about that as you go. How might you present your project at our virtual open house? Press pause and come back. Okay, now you have your 5 easy steps for planning a service learning project. I can't wait to see what you do. You are going to change the world. Go Lions!